Good morning. Oh, wait, I need my light. Oh, hold on, guys. Technical difficulties. All right. Hello. Good morning. All right. We have a few minutes until hi, Haley. All right. Let's see what we have going on today. So I was looking at the scanners before, and ASTC seems to be moving, but it's a little high for me. I'm looking to trade things that are like under $10 today. If I see something bigger, higher, I'll take it if it's right, but I prefer to stick to stocks that are under $10 today. Let's see. All right. All right, I'm just going to check a few things. Let's see if there's any news. Let's see what's going on today. Okay. Doesn't seem like there's too much in the way of economic news or anything like that. So I'll just wait to see if anything pops up. I think today might be a bit of a waiting game. So I reduced the setups that I'm going to be taking. I'm going to eliminate the Bull Flag Pullback for now. That's off the table. And so is the micro pullback. I'm going to focus on breaks over levels of resistance. So I might be taking less trades today, but hopefully they'll be higher quality. Let's see. Yeah, really no news, no big news today. Let's see. It looks like the only thing that's coming out is the Personal Consumption Expenditures Price Index. That's coming out this morning, but I'm not sure how much of an impact that will have on trading. So I'm looking on an explanation of what that is. It says that it makes it easier to see the underlying inflation trend by excluding two categories, food and energy, where prices tend to swing up and down more dramatically and more often than the other prices. That's actually really interesting because oil's gone up so much and food's gone up so much. Who releases that information? Let's see. Interesting. Okay, so it's released by the Bureau of Economic Analysis. Yeah, that'll be kind of interesting, actually. Let's see. I don't know if this will affect anything today, but this is what's coming out today. A measure of the prices that people living in the United States or those buying on their behalf pay for goods and services. The PCE price index is known for capturing inflation or deflation across a wide range of consumer expenses. So we'll see if that has any impact today. All right, so this is really the only thing that's popping up for me. Sorry, my allergies. I swear, these allergies are killing me. This is the only thing I see that's popping up, but it's over my price range, so I wouldn't be considering this. Let's see, anything else? ATPC. This is what I traded last night. I traded this yesterday after the market closed, and I did well on it. It flipped my day yesterday that was red to green, so that was nice. That was really, really, really nice. So this is still moving. All right. Let's see. SNYR. CODX is still CODX. Let's see. Nope. SNYR. It's a penny stock. So this looks like it's maybe going for high of. So this is, I traded this yesterday during this run up. That's what I traded yesterday. So. See, does it give any specific? This looks like it's on the back side. So it popped up right at 4 a.m. This is, so it's above that level. Popped above the level that it was at 4. I think if it confirms above this level, I might try to get back in. PRZO. This is a penny stock. I don't love penny stocks, but this looks like it has a lot of good price action. Let's see. All right, so, but as far as relative volume goes, ATPC has better relative volume. SNYR, 14.8 million shares outstanding. PRZO has 26 million shares outstanding. Let's see. I'm going to check to see, are any of these easy to borrow? Okay, they're all hard to borrow. But, wow, this has a lot of volume already. CODX. CODX doesn't have a 500,000 in volume yet. And that looks super choppy. I'm going to take that off my list. All right, so let's see. PRZO. Not really. SNYR, that's just on the downward trend, right? I'm looking for things moving up. ASTC, this is too expensive for me, and it's on a downward trend, so I'm gonna take that off my list. ATPC, I wonder if it's gonna retest this level here. There it goes. So it hit this level at 4 a.m. Then this was the window yesterday, the last window last night. When was this? 5 o'clock. Interesting. Oh, good morning. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yay. Oh, awesome. Awesome, Amigos. So you traded that last night. That's awesome. Yay. Yeah, it was great. I was like so excited. I flipped to green. I was like, yes. So that felt really good. You know, I just kind of capitalized on that upward momentum here. Honestly, I scalped trades. I didn't hold it the whole time. I scalped a bunch of trades, but, you know, I didn't want it to turn on me suddenly and then end up having to give it all back. And so I just kept scalping trades higher. Wow, 27 cents a share. That's awesome. So if it breaks 7.5, this is what I'm thinking. If it breaks 7.5, it's going to have room to go for this high from after hours. That's what I'm thinking. Oh, okay. At 4 a.m. Awesome. Oh, okay. Yep. So you got that run up. Right, because you're in a different time zone. So you got this pop up. That's awesome. Yeah, I do like trading after hours, after market. I do like trading in the aftermarket. So weren't we talking about sideways price action yesterday? I think we were talking about that yesterday. I think if it breaks 7.5, I will get in, but I'm going to be pretty patient today and look for my setups. I've decided to stop trading 2 of my setups. I looked at my data and it was just like those setups were killing me. So time to let go. So PRZO, this isn't really, giving me a big move. This is just trending down. So relative volume is high. Total volume 15 million. Low float. I don't know what the float is, but the shares outstanding are only 1 million, so the float's really low. What's this? Oh, really high float. Low volume, high float. Oh, ATPC moving back up. Sherman extended. I was using the Zendu scanner. I was using Warrior Trading scanners, but honestly, since I'm not consistently profitable, it's just too expensive right now. So I switched to the Zendu scanner. And then, of course, I use the Thinkorswim scanners too. Like they have one that's like post-market movers. But it popped up on the Zendu scanner. And I was like, oh, what's going on? Yeah, I don't always trade aftermarket, not every day. It's more like when I'm available, I do. But I really like trading aftermarket. I don't feel any pressure to do it. I'm like, if I see something, great. If I don't, I don't. It is. It is. And I'm just not, they're great. They're awesome. The scanners are awesome, but I just, I'm not consistently profitable enough to make it worth it. You know, I was like, maybe later I'll consider it, but I have to really, yeah, it's called Zendoo, Zendoo. One of my viewers, and I don't know who it was, one of our viewers, suggested it. It might have been, I'm not sure who it was. But someone suggested it and I was like, it's been great. I mean, so sometimes here it's Zendoo. Sometimes people, okay, so it broke this level of support. So, yep. Big red candle broke this level of support. I was hoping that if it popped back up and broke over 7.5, but nope. So yeah, I mean, there are times where some of you guys mention things that aren't on that scanner, you know, so I know you're all using other scanners. So I don't know if you guys want to put in the chat what you use. I also have scanners on Thinkorswim, and you can customize them on Thinkorswim. Like I've done that before. I've made customized, I don't have them set up right now. I took them off, but you can do, like, if you go to scan here, you can set up like a customized, you can even do, see here I have, if the volume is more than or equal to 5 times the 50-day average volume, you know, you can kind of do that. So, so if I save this scan query, I don't know why it's giving me an error. Okay, then it comes up with some stocks that meet these criteria. And then you can save that. I don't know why it's not saving right now, but you can save them as a watch list. So let's call it small cap. And then if you save it as a watch list, I can come over here and here it says small cap. It's got a little purple swirly target next to it. And then when I click on that, it brings up the all the stocks that are on that. So that meet those criteria. So that's another thing that I do a lot is like I'll have you know, the custom scanner going. And oops, I added let me just check ATPC. Oh wow, so this broke that level. This week I'm really working on, you know, looking at levels of support and resistance. So, yep. NCT, let's see. Let's take a look. NCT. NCT. Oh, nice. Okay. So let's see. It's hard to borrow. Has low float. The relative volume's not there yet, but but the total volume is over 500,000, which I like. Hi, Phantom Blade. Welcome. So let's see. I don't see news, but it's clearly gapped up. Gapped up. So I'm not looking for Bull Flag pullbacks anymore, guys. That setup, the data just doesn't support me pursuing that setup anymore. So I would look for like a high of day break. Wow, Eligos, awesome. So you got right here, this run up. Nice. I'll get in if it breaks over 8, but I'm not doing the Bull Flag Pullback anymore. I'm waiting for it to break the high. I'm going to look at the daily chart. Okay. Small cap momentum mostly is my strategy. And I was doing a lot of Bull Flag pullbacks and micro pullbacks, but the data just didn't support it. So now I'm looking for like more high of day breakouts, which is what I'm looking for right now. And I like flat top breakouts. I like breaks over the whole or half dollar. I'm looking for breaks over point levels of resistance, which is kind of where I noticed that my most successful setups are all breaks over a point of resistance. So Aligos, you're killing it today. You've got 2 good trades going on. Woo! So that's pretty much where I'm at right now, but I'm a new trader. I'm not consistently profitable. I'm still developing, learning. This is me learning in public, showing you guys what I'm doing. And hopefully you can learn from some of my successes and mistakes. You know, I'm making a lot of mistakes lately, but I noticed that, my accuracy on my Bull Flag pullbacks and my micro pullbacks, they were all way worse than my other setups. Oh, okay. So you're done. Are you done? No, I don't wait for the pullbacks anymore. I'm not trading the pullback. I'm trading, I was doing that. But the Bull Flag pullbacks, I just wasn't accurate, and my losses were great. I was red on them. So that seems kind of silly to pursue that. So now I'm looking like for here, right? You can see that it's pulling back, but I'm going to wait for it to break high of day. I'm not going to get in if it breaks the high of the low candle. I was doing that. And just not doing well on it, you know? So the data just didn't support it. Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. You're done for the day. Yeah. I mean, you should protect that green day, Aligos. Yeah, so a lot of time, like, so here, I probably, maybe not here. Well, yeah, so this right here, this is what would get me screwed up a lot, Phantom Blade, is I would see the volume bar pop up. I would see it pop up above the high of the low candle, and I'd be like, oh, I'm going to get in for the break. And then it would reject. So now I'm not trading those anymore. Me too. Like, once I started, Aligos, once I started committing to sitting here every day for at least 3 hours, it really changed things for me. Now I'm committed. And then of course I do pop on other times of the day. I do trade other times of the day, but not necessarily, you know, and I have a goal every week, right, guys? So I post over on Substack about that. So normally I would look for something like this, right? I'd look for the reversal candle, then a break over the high of the low candle, but my statistics are just not supporting those trades. I'm often getting stopped out on a rejection, so I'm going to wait for, if it breaks high of day, I will get in. I know that seems like a lot to wait for, but here on ATPC, I was looking for a break over 7.5, but it broke this level of support, and that's Really what I'm looking for now is like, I'm really trying to dial in this week on trend lines, levels of support, levels of resistance, and that's my focus for the week. And honestly, that led me to decide that I'm going to focus on only some setups. So I journal after every trade. I track the setup, and I track exit indicators. And, because I'm trying to dial in my process of letting my winners run longer and cutting my losers faster. So I work on my exit indicators. And also, it depends. My journaling is usually related to whatever I'm working on that week. I have a trading goal every week. So, yeah. Oh, thanks. Thanks, Aligos. Yeah, I'm really trying to look at the data, see what. So that's why I'm tracking my setups. That's how I discovered that I was having trash results on the Bull Flag Pullback. I've only been tracking my setups for maybe 2 months, and I had 100 Bull Flag Pullbacks, and my accuracy was 53%, but I was red like $2,000. I'm like, that's accounting. That's what kept me in the hole. I'm green on the year, but last month was red. This month is red. And the Bull Flag Pullbacks are way eating into my P&L. So even though that was my first setup, the data is not supporting it. The same thing with micro pullbacks. And both of the setups that I'm doing the worst on are breaks after a pullback. The setups that I'm doing best on are breaks over a resistance level. So I decided to focus on that. So that's why I'm looking at support and resistance lines. So for this part here, I was like, all right, here's, if it breaks over, I was thinking 7.5, because it hit 7.5 at 4 a.m. And this is where you got your trade, Aligos, this run up, right? Then I was going to consider getting in, but instead it broke this level of support. So now it's way down here. So I'm not really that interested in it at this point. It has a new level of resistance and a new level of support, but so that's kind of where I'm at as far as strategy goes. It's constantly evolving because I'm new and I'm not consistently profitable. That's my first goal, right? My first goal is to get consistently profitable. And from there, then I'll kind of see where it goes as far as sizing up. But oh, okay. So you do Forex. I'm interested in that for sure, but I'm trying to get good at one thing at a time. Yeah, there are a lot of people that trade Forex. I've always been really interested in it. Do you trade a specific pair or do you trade different pairs? Trusting the process every day. That's the thing, but I'm still developing my process, So that's why I'm journaling, because I'm using the data to help me make decisions about, what are my good setups. And so now my number of setups that I'm going to be taking is greatly reduced because Bull Flag pullbacks and micro pullbacks were taking up a lot of my trades. So I'll probably be trading less until I get better at seeing those levels of support and resistance, Okay. Okay, cool. Do you how long have you been trading currencies for? Let's see, ASTC. ASTC is moving, but it's too expensive for me, guys. I'm trying to stick to under $10. Yeah. Yeah, that's why I'm like, I want to do currencies, I want to do precious metals. That's the other thing. Like, I'm interested in maybe scalping gold, but scalping gold futures, but I'm trying to stick to one thing, really understand it, really get dialed in on it. It's been a wild ride, that's for sure. So, let's see. NCT made this great move up where Ligos got a great trade. But now it's kind of feathering off. PRZO, yep, this was on the backside. So I'm going to take that off my list because I'm not really great at penny stocks anyway. Oh, this is interesting. So KSS hit this level and then it tested it and then it rejected. Thought this might, well, it has low volume, really low volume. It doesn't even have 500,000 shares of total volume yet. So, and look at this. Look at how low that volume is. It's so choppy. So I guess that's going nowhere. Okay. See, that's the thing. I think you have to keep, I think you have to try different things. And I don't trade futures yet. Trying to get good at this. KSS. Yep. Right here. But the thing is, KSS has really low volume, Aligos. Look at this. It only has one. It doesn't even have 500,000 total volume traded. It might break out. I'm keeping it on my list, but it's barely moving. Or did it? It didn't. Oh, here we go. It's barely moving. Yeah, I'm definitely interested in futures. Again, there's only so many hours in the day, right? So I'm trying to dial in my oh, it is moving up. It just has such low volume. And the relative volume is pretty low. So I had stripped down my charts. As those of you who watch me more consistently know that I stripped down my charts. I took all my indicators off my charts, even my volume bars for a while, because I wanted to really dial in price action. Look at this. KSS is moving. And it has room to go. Because I really wanted to make sure that I was dialing in on price action and level 2, time and sales, and the chart. Like, just focus on the basics. But I'm slowly adding things back that I feel like are going to help me. Like, I added the volume bars back. Yeah, I'm really interested in futures. Like, really, especially I'm really interested in gold futures, but yeah, definitely. 21 EMA. That's the thing. I feel like I had too many things on my chart, and I was looking at the indicators and I wasn't looking at what I was supposed to be looking at, which is the tape, the chart, and the level 2. Instead of using the indicators as like confirmation, I was just looking at the indicators. And I was overwhelmed by too many things to look at. So I took everything off and I'm just adding things back if I really miss them. The volume bars I really missed. So I put that back on. But, okay, ATPC is trying to make a break back up to these levels. Sometimes I miss VWAP, but I felt like it was really distracting me for a while, you know? Yeah, I'm trying to keep it as minimal as possible. At one point I had this is what I had at one point: 9 EMA, 20 EMA, MACD, VWAP. I had so many things on my chart. I was looking at RSI, average true range. I was looking at just way too many things, and I was like getting confused, honestly. It's good to understand what all those things are and what they do, but you know. Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen a lot of people. I know I have viewers that are doing prop firms. So, it's something I may consider. Might be a good way to learn. Love hate with VWAP. Well, it was just I was kind of treating the indicators as absolutes, right? Instead of looking at the main thing when all the indicators are lagging, right? All the indicators are lagging, like and I was looking at the things that were lagging instead of like the tape. This is what's actually happening. The tape is what's actually happening. And I'm still reading Studies in Tape Reading by Richard Wyckoff. Fascinating to hear how trading was in 1910, but also just his thoughts on, the simplicity of the tape. And that has been really influential. Yeah, I actually had yes, absolutely. And I think the rules and limitations are good. 100%. Because I Googled, like, what are some of the things? So I actually implemented some of the rules that I Googled that prop firms use, like max daily loss and what percentage of my account am I willing to risk, and how many trades in a row will I shut it down. But yeah, I'm considering it, but like I said, there's only so many hours in a day. That seems like one more thing to learn, and I'm trying to just, I have other commitments outside of trading. So, but I think that's definitely something I will consider for sure. I think from what people tell me, it's a great way to learn. It's a great way to learn. And futures, those are two things that I really want to. Hey, James. You were so funny commenting on my post yesterday. You're like, what? Yeah, that was really awesome. Yeah, I've followed I subscribe to Tanya Trades, and I think she uses Ninja Trader. So yeah, and I've also seen okay, so Lucid Trading. Okay. So how many of you trade with prop firms? And what's your experience been so far? Like, do you enjoy it? Is it helping you learn? Is it something you would do long term? Or is it something that you're doing temporarily to learn? So right now, I don't see much popping up, but this is really interesting to me, honestly. KSS is picking up a little in terms of relative volume, but it still has really low volume. But like the tape's picking up a little bit in speed. Over here, it was doing nothing. Okay. Good morning, HG. Yeah. Oh, okay. KSS is trying to get popped up here. So let's see. They have news. Let's look at their news. I love how active the chat is today. Kohl's narrowed its loss during the latest quarter and logged what it called its best same-store sales performance in years, a sign its turnaround continues to progress. Okay, turnaround news, that can be good. Narrower than expected loss. That is a great way to spin it, right? I mean, hey, think about it. If I have a red day and then I have a smaller red day, I'm like, hey guys, my red day was smaller. That's what they're saying. Yeah, okay. All right. Just to learn at the beginning. Yep. Yep. Yeah, so, when I'm over on Reddit, I hear so much about prop firms over there. I think a lot of people are doing it. I mean, I guess it's a win-win, right? Because if you do well, the firm does well. QTEX. Let's check that out. QTEX. Okay, look at this. Ooh, okay. QTEX. Oh, this is the one that's brand new. Yep. I remember this from yesterday. It's a brand new stock. Or new, yeah, new on the exchange. That is an excellent point. Yeah, I'm considering it. I mean, I'm considering it for sure. It's just so hard with so many other things going on in the day. This isn't my only thing. But yeah, I do work at night and on Saturdays, and then I'm also a writer, so WGRX. Let's see. WGRX. I have to find the bandwidth and the time to the bandwidth and the time to so this has news. This low float, the relative volume is low. Hard to borrow. The relative volume is low, but look at this. We've hit a high 658. Okay. And let's see. It's pulling back. What's the news here? What's a lockup agreement? 90-day minimum lockup agreement. I don't know what that is. It's a legally binding contract that prohibits company insiders, such as founders, executives, and early investors, from selling or transferring their shares for a specific period of time. They're most commonly used to stabilize stock prices following an initial public offering. Am I imagining this, or is SpaceX not doing that? Oh, okay. So that's a pretty high float. Oh, and KSS, yeah, it has a high float. And it's not really moving. It's not really moving. Yep. That's the thing. KSS is just, it doesn't have the volume, and it has a lot of shares available, right? So it's just not, it's not driving it up. It's not driving up the price. Oh, I see. No, HG, Bull Flag Pullback is off the table. So this week my strategy is, my goal is working on trend lines, levels of support, and levels of resistance. And when I went back to look at my trading data from the last couple of months, my Bull Flag pullbacks were sucking the life out of my P&L, and the same thing with my micro pullbacks. But my break over whole and half dollar, my break over high of day, and my flat top breakouts, I had much higher accuracy and a positive P&L. So I'm not doing Bull Flag pullbacks, and that's going to be hard for me. It's going to reduce my number of available shares. It's going to be hard for me because I see them, but I'm not getting the results on them. My accuracy was the lowest on my Bull Flag pullbacks because of all the false breakouts and rejections. That's one thing I like, is that futures are available 24 hours a day because I travel. And I like that. I like the idea that futures are open, 24 hours because I travel. Because I was trying to learn Webull so that I could trade between 4 and 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. But honestly, I don't like Webull. And it's not anything against Webull. It's just I don't like the way it's set up. I just it didn't click for me. I didn't, I still have to go watch Ross Cameron's. So ASTC is too expensive for me. I'm going to take that off my list because even if it pops up, it's too expensive for me. NCT is trying to get back up there. Oh, ATPC fell off my list here. NCT is trying to pop back up. Yeah, so I decided this week, and you guys, I post my goal over in Substack, and I work on that there. But NCT is trying to come back up. So honestly, as far as volume, ATPC is the only one that has relative volume more than 5 times its 50-day average. It has a really low float. So I'm hoping this one comes back up. So yeah, I just decided to get rid of my Bull Flag pullbacks. They're just killing my P&L. And yeah, it means I'll be trading less, but maybe be more profitable. Just I'm getting rid of the losers, basically. Yeah. So that's what I'm up to. Yeah, so I took the Bull Flag off the table this week. And the same thing, the micro pullback, if I see it and I'm seeing like really strong upward momentum, I'll take it. But I'm still not executing that as profitably as my other setups. So, but yeah, the 24-hour thing is very attractive because of I'm traveling next week. I'm going to Vegas, and I'll be getting up. There's one day I won't be able to trade, which is Tuesday because I'll be on a flight. But Wednesday through Friday, I will be trading from Vegas, and I don't mind getting up that early. I'm an early riser, and I really don't drink much. I haven't had a drink in since February. I might have a glass of wine in Vegas. Woo, crazy. But I'll be getting up to trade Wednesday through Friday for sure. But it would be nice to have that flexibility. Like I'm going to Thailand in October, and of course it's pretty much 12 hours difference. And the trading window is right when I kind of want to be doing fun things. So it'd be nice to have another trading window. That's what I'm looking for. So futures might fill that void for me. And the prop firm thing, it's so interesting. I'm so glad you guys are talking about it so I can hear what, how you guys what your thought process is, because it's one thing to Google something, but it's another thing to actually hear how real people are doing it. So for those of you who do your strategy, did you try different things and then settle on the thing that worked the best for you? Is that how you ended up doing futures? Or using a prop firm or Forex. Yeah. So, I don't have VWAP on here, but just looking at the trading since 4 a.m., it's like popping up and down and up and down and up and down. I mean, I don't know exactly where VWAP is, but I would guess it would be, well, so pre-market, right? It's like an estimation. It's not, because it's calculated using only during regular market hours, right? So during the pre-market, I guess VWAP is an estimation. But yeah, that's the thing. Taking all the indicators off the chart made me really start to think about, what am I missing? I was so team MACD, and I don't miss it. So I might put it on eventually, but okay. So of course I was long-term investing for a long time, but way, way back in the day, I'm 55, but when I got my MBA back in 2002, I took an investing class and an entrepreneurship class. And I loved investing. And that's when I was like, I want to move to Chicago and be a commodities trader. But of course, I actually got pregnant like the month before I graduated from my MBA program. So my son is, he's 20, he'll be 23 in a month. So I got pregnant literally right at the end of my MBA program. So that was not happening. Yeah, and also it would have been hard to convince my husband at the time to move to Chicago. But I was like, I should move to Chicago and trade commodities and trade futures and options and Forex and all of that. So over the years, I did try day trading. When E-Trade came out, I tried it, but it was just the commissions were too high. I just couldn't get good at it. And then last year, I worked for the federal government for 17 years. And last year, I left the federal government. And that's when I started getting into trading. But I didn't really commit to it until November. So I would say I've been fully committed for 6 months. I've been trading since last year, since February 2025. But I was exploring other options. And in November, I decided I'm committing to this every day. Yeah, swing trading, I find it, I want to do swing trading, but I find it harder to sit there with the exposure, and then I just I check the account too much. I'm finding that day trading, even though there's some anxiety about day trading, I like the fact that I'm closed out at the end of the day. Right, exactly. That's the thing, Phantom Blade, like, there's so many cool ways to trade out there. There's many ways to get to the top of the mountain, right? There's not one right way to do it. It really just depends on what works for you. Like the Bull Flag Pullback is a great example of that. I'm taking Ross Cameron's classes. I started off as a warrior trading wannabe. I love Ross Cameron. I watch his recaps every day, although I couldn't finish the one last night. Wednesday nights are really busy for me. I coach athletes, and I was working last night. So I couldn't finish his recap. It was like live trading from the desert. I think he was live trading from the desert. But he was like, the Bull Flag Pullback, it's the easiest one to do, blah, 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 blah. Well, my results are terrible at that. So that's obviously not the right strategy for me, Candle range theory. Okay. That's more where I'm sort of headed with my strategies, is really focusing on the candlestick charts. And I'm going to write that down, candle range theory. When you guys give me ideas, I write things down. I've got my bullet journal here. So I wanted the Bull Flag Pullback to work for me. I worked it I worked it so hard, and it just, the metrics and the statistics are not supporting it. I'm not successful at it. But these other setups, like the flat top breakout, I'm hitting it, great. So I agree. This is the thing, is that a strategy only is good if it works for you, because we're all looking at the same chart. It's so crazy to me. We're all looking at the same chart, and we're all seeing different things. So, and your psychology, I think psychology is super, super important. That's like really, I like how this is challenging me to learn more about myself, and also to get mentally stronger. I like that. I was an amateur athlete. Now I coach athletes. And for me, the mental side of it is very attractive, because I feel like it challenges me to be a stronger person. My trading has been bad the last 2 months, and figuring out how to weather that storm and work through it has been a good challenge for me mentally and emotionally. And so let's see, candle range theory. That's interesting. Candle range theory is a model in which the high and low, let's see, I'm just reading. What this is. The high and low of a higher time frame candle define a range on the lower time frame. So you're looking for multi-time frame alignment. Is that part of it? Because I do that a lot. I'll switch to the 5-minute to kind of smooth out the bumps and see the patterns. Okay. Wow. He trades breakouts. Hey, I do think that it's going to get even crazier. Well, futures, I don't think that the PDT rule affects futures, right? And I think that's part of the attraction of it. But once the PDT rule changes, for Charles Schwab, I use Thinkorswim, it's going to be June 8th. I think there's going to be a lot of liquidity in the market. That's also, I'm kind of waiting to kind of see how that plays out. But yes, the liquidity in the futures market is crazy, right? Yeah, that's so I was doing breakouts after pullbacks, like the Bull Flag Pullback, micro pullback, and just not having good results with it. But now I'm looking more at breaks over points of resistance. And so let me pull up I'll show you my stats that I pulled up. Let's see. Learning in public can be so embarrassing, you guys. Because you're making all of these mistakes publicly. But all right, so this is my Substack article from yesterday. I talk about my drawdown. So, but this is the data that I pulled from my TraderView. However, I love TraderView, but again, I'm not consistently profitable, so I might be switching to TradesViz, which is a lot cheaper. I'm doing a trial right now. So I pulled my data from the last 2 months when I've been tracking my my trades with the tagging the break the setup, and Bull Flag Pullback. I had the low 53% accuracy. Look at that. That wrecked my P&L. I'm still green for the year, but look at this. So I was right more than half the time, but those red trades far outweighed my green trades. Okay, so I'm when I'm wrong, I'm really wrong. Micro pullbacks 49% accuracy, but I was still in the red on that. Although I do think that micro pullbacks, obviously I do better on that. Yeah, learning in public is hard. It's really hard. I know this is a predominantly male audience, but like, it's like sometimes I have to remind myself, there's no crying in trading. There's no crying in trading. Opening range breakout, I only had 11% accuracy. That one, I tried that 2 weeks ago. That died immediately. That was so stressful. I hated the huge amount of risk I felt like I was taking on. But now if you look at high of day breakout, 67% accuracy. I'm break even on that, okay? But I feel like that has potential. Break over the whole and half dollar, 61% accuracy. I'm green on that. Flat top breakout, highest accuracy, highest P&L. No setup. I was only 40% accuracy, but I was still green. That's kind of terrifying. So anyway, looking at my data, hey, Lily. So we do have a girl here. I said it's a predominantly male audience, but I said I have to remind myself sometimes there's no crying in trading. So based on my data from the last couple of months, the pullback breakouts are not working for me. So, posting on YouTube is a double-edged sword. This has been great to force me to analyze what I'm doing because I'm accountable to you guys. But at the same time, learning in public is brutal because when you're having a rough streak like I am now lately, it's terrible. But I'm not doing myself any favors by sticking my head in the sand. It's keeping me from avoiding analyzing the really tough stuff. So, all right, NCT is trying to make a push back up. Okay, so I'm going to take KSS off my list because the float is really high and the relative volume is low. WGRX made a round trip, so I'm going to take that off. QTEX, I don't know. It's new. It makes me nervous. I'm not going to take it off, but it's just making me nervous to trade this. Although this looks like it was a good trade here. ATPC, I had high hopes for this, that it would break over 7.5 and go for high of day, but it did not. So NCT right now is popping back up. Right. It is a lot of pressure. I mean, I like pressure. I like difficult things. That's my personality. I like difficult things. But I also like learning about myself and pushing myself to be stronger mentally and emotionally. And I like that about trading. I think it's challenging me as a person, and I like that. I mean, if it were easy, everyone would do it, and it's not easy. Like those of us who are in the trenches, who are giving it 100%, and weathering the storms, trying to get to consistent profitability, we're the ones that deserve a little pat on the back because this is not easy. How do you stay calm under circumstances where, like I had a great month in February, great month, and it just took a nosedive. March and April. So, how do you stay centered in the long run when you're trying to get good at something that is extremely difficult? That's definitely not easy. So yeah, so I'm looking at, so February I was up over $3,300. I was up $3,300. But now for the year, let's see, for the year I'm green 2,000. I'm only up. So I gave some of that away in March and April. And May, I'm red. I'm like red $200 or $300. So let's see. What am I red for May right now? This month, I'm red $400 for May. 400. So this is going to be another red month. And, you know, I'm trying to weather the storm here and get consistently profitable. Oh, yeah. Okay, exactly. I worked for the federal government for a long time. And, you know, especially I was on a national office team. Right at the pandemic, they reorganized us. And especially from 2020 to last year, the last 5 years of my federal career were rough. I was worked to death. I think I was the only person left from the original team. The turnover was insane. And you know, I'm a team player. But I often didn't agree with the way my bosses were doing things or upper management, but I was a team player, but it took a toll on me for sure. And I am definitely, you know, years ago I owned some small businesses. I'm definitely drawn to the idea of making my own way, you know. So I'm giving this a real run. I think that given enough time and, you know, it's also, I don't think it's about the number of months, right? Because you can trade 10 minutes a day for a year, and then another person is sitting in front of the charts 3 to 4 hours a day for a year. And obviously, those are two different rates of improvement. But yeah, I'm definitely drawn to the idea that I could use this as my main source of income. So that's the plan. I'm not there yet, though. So, you know, like I expect today to be a little slow because there's not really major news coming out except for that one, what was it? The price PCE price index. PCE price index is coming out. The Personal Consumption Expenditures Price Index is the Federal Reserve's primary metric for measuring inflation. So that comes out, I think, at 8:30 today. But I'm not sure how much that's going to affect small caps. That might just affect things like the S&P. And so let's see. If we look at the S&P, well, that's kind of all over the place. Let's look at the daily. So it looks like it's maybe making a small pullback. I mean, I don't think the PDT rule changing will affect things like the S&P 500 because I think it's only going to affect the liquidity for, I think, us smaller retail investors because it's going to bring in people that are trading lower numbers, like lower price stocks. Like I'm trading stocks under $10. But I don't think it's going to move the needle on these big things like the big tech stocks like Nvidia or anything like that. But I do think that it's going to affect small cap momentum for the rest of us. Let's see. Gold future, not futures, gold ETF. Silver. I'm definitely interested in precious metals. As you can see, I am absolutely, I invest in precious metals long term. So, like I actually bought precious metals. And I like that. So I'm interested in also trading precious metals as well. If oil drops back down to pre-war prices, you think there'll be massive pumps in tech. Why is that? Yeah, I think I would like gold futures too. I think I would definitely like gold futures. That would be that's definitely something I'm interested in, is scalping gold futures. I just have such a soft spot for gold. I couldn't believe it when it hit nearly 5,500. That was crazy this year. I couldn't believe it. I didn't think I'd ever see those prices. Really? Okay. Let's hear it, Legos. You guys, when you drop these bombs, you got to like explain it, right? Same thing, Christopher. If oil drops back down to pre-war prices, you guys tell us why you think those things. You think it'll bring in liquidity for the big movers to take? Like the institutional investors are going to snap up all the money that the little guys are putting into the market? Is that what you mean? Wow, this chat is good. So yeah, I'm copper doesn't really have enough, volume. Gold, so SLV has the most liquidity out of the ones I've been looking at. Palladium, not really that, not that much action. That's more long term. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Well, the oil prices, what kind of kills me, and again, I'm not an expert on oil prices, so you can all just tell me that this is completely off the mark, but aren't there like huge oil reserves? Like, isn't the price that's set for oil to some degree arbitrary because of the massive oil reserves? I don't know. I realize that it's a finite resource, but okay, inversely correlated. Okay. Help me to find out the daily bias of your euro to the US dollar, and is it GBP? Is that the German? No, GB. What's GBP? Let's see. Oh, the British pound. Oh, that makes sense. Well, I don't do Forex, Neil. I don't do Forex. So, but some of our other viewers do, and I'm interested in Forex. I would love to hear if anyone has an answer for that. So, Eligos, I think the removal of the PDT rule will provide a larger pool of money from retail traders. Yeah, I can see that, because a lot of people are going to jump in that really aren't taking it seriously, because they're like, oh, $2,000, I can swing that. And it's going to, yeah, I think a lot of people are going to lose that $2,000. Yeah. This is why I'm a believer in trading in a simulator first. I traded in a simulator last year from February to July. And honestly, I should have traded in a simulator way longer. And when I want to practice something, I go back to the simulator and trade in the simulator. I know some people think it's not the same. I get it, especially like pre-market. You can't really do that on Thinkorswim, but during market open, you can trade in the simulator. And I think it's a great way to just practice. Okay, yeah, I was like, wait, what is that? Oh, the British pound. Okay. This is a great chat. I know we don't have a lot of stuff popping up in the way of stocks today, but honestly, it's a great chat. Okay, so ATPC is trying to move back up, but I don't have VWAP on here. But if I had to make a guess, I would say that this is going above and below VWAP, and that this could be VWAP chop. Let's check. I'm going to test it out. I'm just curious. I want to know. Whoops. All right. I mean, I don't like, whoops. I don't use the upper or lower band for VWAP. I just use the middle, and I like for it to be yellow. All right, I'm just curious. And that is the case. So that's one of the reasons why I haven't had VWAP on here, because I wanted to just look at the chart as opposed to being a robot. And I was kind of being robotic about my trading and looking at the indicators instead of looking at the chart. But this is VWAP chop, right? All right, so I'm going to remove that. I don't want to get too, caught up with the studies. Oh, okay. Yep. That's true. That's true. I could do that. I could do that. If I decide to go back to using VWAP, I kind of like that. That's a good idea. Thanks, Aligos. I like that. So if I go, let's see, let me try that out. So add study. Whoops. Edit studies. Go into my little gear here. So it would be show study. Take that off, right? Maybe. Oops, no, I want to leave these on. Get rid of the upper and lower band. I'll have to stop taking it off completely. I'll just hide it. So does it show up here somewhere? Okay, let's see. There must be a way to keep it. Time frame, upper, lower band. There must be a way to show it. Show title, maybe show plot information in subgraph. Title. So if we do this, apply. Subgraph title. It must be up here somewhere, right? I'll have to explore that more. Unclick show plot. Okay, unclick show plot. Yep, I unclicked show plot. I guess I could show the bubble. It'll show the current VWAP. But I don't see the title in the, well, okay, I'll have to figure that. I'm going to put that on my list. Because if I decide to put VWAP back, that's really a nice way to do it, right? But yeah, I was curious because I was suspecting that this was VWAP chop. That's true. It doesn't, of course, Gus. Yeah, exactly. Which is why, like, even when I'm having a really bad day, I was doing timeouts, but now I'm just going down to one share. So I can still trade, but the damage is minimal, you know? But yeah, the simulator, I think for brand new people, because I don't know about anybody else, but have you all had beginner's luck before? That was me. I had beginner's luck last year and I thought, wow, this trading thing is great. I was just hitting lucky trades, not realizing that I really didn't know what I was doing. Yeah, that's so frustrating though. when you're paper trading and you kill it and you're like, I could have made real money off of that. You know, I think that's what motivates people to move to real money. So, all right, you put VWAP on your 5-minute chart, but not on your 1-minute chart. So I took all my indicators off last week, guys, because it was really distracting me. But I was just so curious because I was guessing that VWAP was right in the middle of this and that this was some VWAP chop. I just wanted to know. But I really wanted to focus on, I was just looking at the indicators when I should have been looking at the tape, the level 2, and the chart. So taking everything off temporarily really helped me. I'm just not sure what I'm going to put back on. Because the thing is, I'm not sure that VWAP was really improving my trading. Unclick show plot. Let's see. Okay. Edit studies. So I have show plot, show bubble. I have show title. Oh, wait, do I have to have show plot name? Show plot information in subgraph title. So maybe that's what I need to have. Let's see. I don't see it. I will have to investigate that. WGRX. Let's see. GRX. Yeah, I was looking at it earlier, apparently. But it pretty much almost made a round trip. They have good news. Well, oh, this is the lockup agreement. This is the one that has a minimum lockup agreement. So I looked at this earlier because I was asking myself, what is a lockup agreement? And then I Googled it. And am I correct in assuming, or not assuming, am I correct in saying that SpaceX is not going to have a lockup? Will SpaceX have a lockup? Oh, they will. Okay, they'll have, but they have an unusual staggered lockup system because I watched Ross Cameron's video on SpaceX. So they'll have a staggered lockup system for its early investors and employees instead of the traditional all-at-once 6-month ban. That's what it was. It was a phased release schedule. So, yeah. So I was looking at it earlier, Spidey, but for today, I mean, this is not something that I would normally look at this point, unless, you know, I mean, some of you might trade like what, a recovery towards VWAP or a break of VWAP. QTEX, I don't know. I was not really hot on trading that because of it being such a new stock. NCT, all right. So NCT popped up. Didn't really make any sort of recovery on that. Gonna see what my other scanners are showing. Yeah, not much. SNGX, really not much here. All right, so Thinkorswim has their own preset, scanner that you can watch list that you can put on, and ASTC is at the top of that, which is too expensive for me. SNOW, again, way too expensive. These are too expensive for me. CRSR, it's over $10. Kind of, again, kind of expensive for me. I'm looking for things under under $10. Let's see. XNet, not enough volume. It's a lot of shares. VRRM, high float. Let's see. SIDU. So one of the things, even though I stripped everything off my charts, one of the things, haven't I looked into options yet? No, I haven't done options yet. Nope, no options. I've been really keeping it very very simple, trying to get good at one thing. And options, I don't know. I just haven't gotten into it yet. I probably would do futures before I would do options. Yeah, that makes me a little nervous. IOTR is trying. Oh, that's so funny, Aligos. It's trying. Okay, it is trying. Yep, it is. It is giving a try. And actually, I really like this because here's the $50. Here's the whole dollar. I'm seeing a lot of resistance. I'm going to look at the 5-minute. Okay, on the 5-minute, this is a pullback. I'm going to look at the 1 day. All right, there's a window up to 747. So that's good. This could be interesting. Let's see. It is hard to borrow and only 2.5 million shares in outstanding. The thing is, the relative volume is really low. So I took all my indicators off, but I actually put back a column for relative volume. I used some ThinkScript, and if it's over, if I did the script correctly, if it's over 5 times the 50-day average for volume, it's supposed to be green. So ATPC meets that criteria, but IOTR has very low relative volume. It has gapped up, though, since the previous day's close. More than 10% for sure. I've been eyeballing that. I mean, I guess I could put a column on my watch list for that. High value stocks like that you can invest very little. Yeah, options are, I feel like, a whole other thing. And yeah. So this is actually something that I'm kind of interested in because I'm seeing, except for the fact that there's pretty low relative volume, but I'm seeing some action on the tape. I'm seeing the volume decreasing, but it's kind of staying right around that $4.50 mark. This is where I would look for maybe a breakout. Because I'm seeing the price is sort of staying the same, but the volume bars are decreasing. And I always feel like that's potentially pressure building up and then breaking out. I've seen that a lot. But nope, it's fading off this level of potential resistance. So that was funny though. IOTR is trying. You got this, little guy. I haven't taken any trades today, guys. Taking Bull Flag pullbacks and well, I'm not taking micro pullbacks out forever. I mean, I think I traded some micro pullbacks yesterday when I did ATPC after hours. But Bull Flag Pullbacks, the data is just too convincing. The P&L is trash on that. A dumpster fire. Okay, so let's see. Is there anything else going on? There's not really a lot going on. Maybe at market open, I can get like a gap and go type thing. Yeah, I'm halfway through my live stream and I haven't taken a trade, and I'm going to be honest, I won't be taking as many trades probably because I've pulled the Bull Flag Pullback out of my playbook. JFB. Wait, is that Jeff Brand's? JFB Construction. Hard to borrow. Oh my. Oh no. Wow. People were waiting to short that. Okay. Wow. Well, it has under 20 million shares outstanding. Low relative volume, but wow, that is unpleasant. Yeah. I'm definitely, the data is not lying, guys. The data is not lying. Like micro pullbacks, if I look at my micro pullbacks and I looked at my accuracy, yes, I was negative on the micro pullbacks, but I'm close to 50% accuracy. So I'm not 100% sure what the problem is here, but here it's obvious that I'm not doing well on that. And the opening range breakout, the accuracy is just so bad. No setup. I was still green on no setup. But the flat top breakout, the break over the whole and half dollar, and the high of day, I think I'm going to concentrate on those for sure. And, levels of support and resistance is what I'm really looking for. So like NCT, okay, if it broke out over this level here, I would consider getting in. If it broke over this level, I'd be like, oh, okay, it's going for high of day. And when I look on the 5-minute chart, it's even easier to see the levels of support and resistance. ATPC, just kind of trending sideways. IOTR. So JFB, that is crazy. That's great news, though. Wait a minute. So let's see, JFB recently announced its proposed business combination with Extend, a leader in AI-powered autonomous robotic and operating systems. Today announced that Extend was selected as one of a limited group of companies invited to participate in the Phase 2 qualifier for the U.S. Department of Defense Drone Dominance Program. So one of their business partners has been invited to do something related to the Department of Defense. Those contracts are worth a lot, but it's not really them directly. I mean, it's probably going to affect their business, right? But wow. So look at this. I'm not a genius here, but the news came out at 8:30, right? Look at this. Right at the 8:30 candle, it goes from 618 to 9 and back down. That is nuts. Wow. All right, let's see what else is going on. Yeah, I'm just kind of, Let's see. No. All right, so WGRX, unless it starts to move up, not interested. QTEX. This keeps driving higher, huh? IOTR. Well, this is interesting. If this breaks this level of resistance, I might consider getting in for I think it's going to be a pretty slow trading day for me. So at 8:30, that PCE, personal consumption expenditures, is supposed to come out. We'll see if that affects anything. In 5 minutes. Christopher, what in 5 minutes, or Christoph, in 5 minutes. Yeah. So, NCT, I think, has the possibility, but I know one can't. Isn't that crazy? Like crazy. That was crazy. I mean, just popped up and then just right down. It's like people were ready to short that. All right, I'm giving a look. VRRM. Just looking for things in my price range to see if there's anything to watch. Maybe everyone's just waiting for the PDT rule to hit. So I know Thinkorswim is changing the rule on June 8th. Does anybody else have, are any other brokers doing anything different? So that'll be Monday, June 8th. So I'll actually be in Vegas next week, and then I'll be back for June 8th will be the first trading day when I'm home again. Yeah, I'm curious if any other brokers are doing anything different. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Okay. I mean, I do think somebody knew something. I mean, it literally, there was no time for the market to react. The news was announced at 8:30. Well, of course, 8:30 is a big time slot for news, right? I mean, but okay. So I'll probably reduce my account size because I only have the amount I have in my account so that I can trade. It's a cash account so that I can trade and not run out of settled funds. But once the PDT rule hits, whoops, sorry, I lost my mic. Once the PDT rule hits, I won't need that much in my account. Because I'm not trading with large share size right now. I reduced my share size from 500 to 100 because I'm having a rough streak. And honestly, you know, it'll take me a while to scale back up to 500 shares. And even then, if I trade, you know, I just don't need that much in my account. So I'll probably take some of it out, and then I will have to switch to a margin account in order to be able to access the funds immediately. But that's probably what I'll do. SPRC. Let's see. Ooh, okay. Let's see. Oh, interesting. So it popped up to 8 something, and right here, there's a window. Okay. I think it's pulling back now, which I normally would look for. I would normally look for so I got one trade, 37 cents a share. Woohoo! Normally I would be looking for a Bull Flag pullback here, but I'm not. If it pops up and breaks high of day, then yeah, really low float. I've traded this before. Really low float. Look at, it's not calculating the relative volume though. I don't know why. So here, I'm looking for a break of high. Thank you. I'm looking for a break of high of day here. Normally, I would look for the Bull Flag pullback, but They have good news too. They have really good news. I like biotech. Yeah, if I see that, I jump in. I mean, I know it's not, I'm not even sure if that's a real setup, but if I see candle over candle, I just jump in. And then if I see price hesitation or the price drops, I get out. Or if I hit a reasonable profit, you know, I know it's driving up quickly and it might turn over quickly. So I don't sit in it. That's what I did with ATPC last night. I just kept scalping like, you know, 10 cents, 20 cents, popping in and out. And I'm okay with that. I like that because, you know, it's going to turn over at some point, obviously. So I don't sit in it and keep, I could have made a lot more last night if I had sat in it. But I don't want to give back too much, you know? But yeah, I used to look for the pullbacks, and now see if I had done this one like a micro, this is kind of a micro pullback because it's not like 3 candles. It would have been just a small breakout. I'm terrible at predicting the breakouts. So, you know, but this is good. So I'm going to say, I don't even, yeah, he does, but he does a lot. Like, I learned the Bull Flag Pullback from his course, right? And he teaches like a million setups. But that's like the one that he says is like the basic one. I clearly couldn't get it, you know? Um, They're raising money to regain. Okay, so Spidey, when you guys drop these knowledge bombs, you got to explain why. So Spidey, why is that an issue? If they're raising money to regain Nasdaq compliance, SPRC, they're not Nasdaq compliant. They're over $1. Can you give an explanation though, like a one-line explanation as to why that matters? Because it looks like the news is related to conditional TSX approval for acquisition of approximately 54% interest. So they're doing like an acquisition. So they have conditional compliance. Ah, okay, so it's conditional compliance. So but if they're acquiring another company, they're spending money, right? Or am I crazy? But it sounds like that happened back in January. It sounds like they lost their. Ah, okay. Okay. Thank you for the explanation. Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. Okay. Interesting. See, we're learning. We're learning. Because if I like, I don't know everything, right? If I don't understand something, there might be somebody else on the live stream that's like, oh, what is that? You know, I mean, how else are we going to learn, right? So when you guys tell us this stuff, make sure you give a little bit of an explanation, because, you know, I'm learning so much today. I've learned about conditional NASDAQ compliance now. I learned about lockups. I learned about Forex. I learned what the little symbol is for Great Britain's pound. I've learned so much today. I've learned about futures, prop firms. This chat has been, honestly, I don't know what kids say these days. Off the hook, off the chain. Is that even a thing anymore? I don't know. All right. Wow, that's really good. A good point, Aligos. Right. So that is a good point, because sometimes I see news and I'm like, oh, this is great news. And then the stock doesn't do anything. It's like, so clearly news is subjective, right? Oh, Sunny, which terminal am I using? This is Thinkorswim through Charles Schwab. Commission-free broker. I'm not consistently profitable yet, so I am using a commission-free broker. So, and for those of you, we've got a lot of people in the chat today, on the live stream today. So for me, I'm a new live streamer. So I've only taken one trade on SPRC. It was a good one. It was a really good one. Thanks, Legos, for letting us know that was popping up. But I've changed my strategy quite a bit over the last couple of weeks. Let's see. Just looking to see if anything else is popping up. ASTC is a little bit expensive for me. I'm trying to stick to shares that are under $10, unless I see something that is just absolutely irresistible. Then I might consider it. But I'm trying to stick to under $10 whenever possible. Continuing listing guide. Oh, NASDAQ non-compliance list. Okay, thank you. Great. Okay, awesome. Thank you so much, Spidey. Yeah. I agree with Aligos. Like, I was putting way too much stock in the news. And Ross said this on one of his recaps this week, and because I still watch every single one of his recaps, I'm still working through his courses, but he said that he's noticed that a lot of the stocks that are moving lately are moving on no news. And I lost opportunities because I was like, well, it doesn't have news, or, you know, I was putting way too much stock in the news. That's nice to have. If it's got news, that explains why the stock's going up. But yeah, it does complicate trading, and I am trying to simplify. Ah, okay. Thanks, Spidey. All right. Yep. Okay. That's very helpful. See, thank you. This is so helpful. When you guys explain something, it really helps, because I'm a new trader. I think a lot of the people that pop in, I mean, we do have some people that are pretty experienced that pop in on my live stream, but I think we do have a lot of new traders. And when I say new trader, I mean not consistently profitable yet. You know, I'm going to consider myself a new trader until such time as I am consistently profitable. I think that is honestly the definition of it. So let's see. ASTC, yeah, a little too pricey for me. JFB, I'm going to take that off the list. QTX, I'm going to take that off the list. IOTR, ATPC, NCT. Oh, whoops, I didn't mean to delete that. NCT. I don't know. I'm thinking this, I don't know. I feel like this might break out, but. Oh man, I missed the move on SPRC. I missed the breakout. I missed it. All right. No worries. Now this is again a little high for me. It's over $10 a share. So what I would have done is when it broke above this level and I saw the volume bar confirming, I would have got in. This is where I would have got in. Here. About here. I don't know why it's not calculating the relative volume. It's just really low float, so. Well, we'll see. I'll keep watching. Wow, there are 409 companies on that list that are non-compliant. So it's kind of pulling back again. Volume's decreasing. Yeah, Ligos, I'm really trying to be patient and just look for those opportunities. I keep getting hot and then cold. Yesterday here in Boston, it was like in the 80s, and now today it's in the 60s, supposedly. I'm like, make up your mind, New England. We're famous for very inconsistent weather. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Like, you know, I mean, not an in-depth explanation, but a little bit of context, right? Just so that people have an idea of what we're talking about. Because, you know, when one person has a question, usually a lot of people, I'm a big question asker. I feel like I question everything. All right, I think it might go for another high of day breakout. trying not to freak out, give it room to go. Seven. Mm-hmm. Trying to give it some room to work, but if it breaks that level of support, then I have to get out. I think I'm kind of in a situationship with SPRC right now. I might be in hope mode, but it hasn't broken. So what I'm looking for is, of course, I want it to go back up. It tested this level. I want it to go back up over this level, but I mean, it hasn't broken. This was my support. This was the resistance level on the last one. It hasn't broken down below here, 1033. Of course, that's a big loss for me, but I'm kind of waiting to see if it's going to pop back up. I think I'm too old for that. I'm 55. The factory is closed. I've got adult children. Yeah, I just, so the volume's decreased, and it's trending sideways. So I'm thinking, well, if it doesn't break out, obviously it doesn't break out. I guess it is what it is, right? We'll see. Just watching, watching the tape, watching the level 2. So I'm seeing lower highs. It's like trending down now, right? This is not good for me. Since I'm looking for it to retest that high of day. At this point, I kind of just want to get out. I freaked out and I got out at break even. I knew it was going to break out, and I freaked out and I just got out at break even, guys. Oh well. Well, it was a small green trade. All right, let me catch up on the chat here. All right. Okay. As I do, hear everything, trust nothing. Yeah, exactly. The news on SPRC is scratched as well. It seems to be shares for the company's exchange, not cash. Yeah, just don't get caught holding the bag. I still have bags that I'm holding from last year. Well, a couple from this year. I'm trying to get rid of them. But I don't do that anymore. If you trade within the range, risky, but try entering at the low side, especially at the bottom way. So I wasn't looking for a bounce off support. It tapped this level, tested it, and came back up. I was looking for this break over this level of resistance, but I chickened out. I chickened out and got out at break even, guys. I chickened out. I was like, no. But it was green, so see, I left a lot of money on the table there. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I didn't freak out in the sense that, like, I guess I just was like, I got to take money off the table. I got to get money off the table. But let me go back here. So this was the top of the last move, right? And so I'll walk you guys through what I was thinking, because I don't think I was talking. I was so like focused on what I was doing. So this is so related to what I've been working on this week. The top of this move was resistance. That became support for this move. And honestly, I was reading an article on Substack, and I wish I could remember the name of the author, but he was saying that things come in threes. And it was so true on this trade, because it tapped this level, tested it. This is where I got in, and I almost got stopped out here at the bottom of support. And then it broke on the third time, it broke through. Let me see if I can remember who the author was on Substack. It was a really great article. Let me see if I can put it in the chat. I'm curious what you guys would think about it. Let's see, how do I link to someone else's Substack article? Copy link. All right. So this was a trader that I subscribe to over on Substack. And the article is The Rule of Three. Okay. And the article goes into discussing about, you know, trend lines and different patterns where the rule of three is really important. And so here it really did play out. I got in a little too early, right? I got in on the second test. On the third, it broke through. So I guess I got nervous and got out at break even, but I got like 3 cents a share, right? $3. So I have 2 green trades so far today. This is like huge improvement. I'm trading a lot less, but I'm trading things that I see instead of riding the struggle bus. So, you know, a lot of these pullbacks I would trade before and then end up with false breakouts. Like this one right here, false breakout. So I'm not doing that anymore. Now, this level has become support, right? This level here, which I was looking at as resistance, has become support. So now this is the high of day. So the author of the article is, where did I put it? Ardea Trading. I really don't know much about, like, I've subscribed to a bunch of stuff because I'm on Substack. That's where I put my weekly goal. Forex trader. Ardea Trading is a Forex trader. So for those of you who like Forex, that might be really interesting. But I just kind of saw this, and I've been noticing this in my own trading where, and I know Russ Cameron says this about Bull Flag Pullbacks, which I'm not going to trade, but the first and the second pullbacks are the strongest. So it's Ardea. I'll put it in the chat. I know there's a lot of things that are like details that are different with different kinds of trading, but it seems like a lot of the basics around chart reading are the same. So all right, so now I'm looking at level. So again, this is very much tied to what I am working on in my own trading. But now I'm looking at the next level to look for a breakout over the next level of resistance, which might be high of day. But couple of quotes that have been relevant for me this week. This one someone posted, you can't see it, the light's too strong. You can't produce a baby in 1 month by getting 9 women pregnant, by Warren Buffett. That resonated with me because I'm thinking, there's no quick way to become a good trader, right? You have to put in the time and put in the effort. And I have been on the struggle bus, guys. And then, yeah, so that's been really relevant to me. So I'm over in Substack, but I only just document my weekly goal. So if you're kind of interested in reading about my struggle, I'm on Substack. So this is really, really what I'm looking at. Okay, this trade, this was the level of resistance. Now it's support. Now this level of resistance becomes support. This is so relevant to my trading right now. Oh, see, now it's breaking that level. But this was kind of a subjective, I guess, resistance and support is to some degree subjective, right? 100% it's all the same because it's all built on one system regardless. Forex, bonds, equities. That's kind of what I'm thinking. So I figure, so now it really broke this level of support. So this is where, for me, this is something that I'm really working on right now. But that's why I figure if I get dialed in on this and get consistently profitable on this, it'll be easier for me to make the switch to try Forex or whatever. But if I make the switch too soon, I think I will be overwhelmed by the minutia. And I'm a minimalist at heart. I like to keep things very simple. So I want to get at least a good understanding. I'd rather do less deeply than too many things. When I had all the indicators on my charts, I was just overwhelmed, guys. I mean, my kids are the opposite. My daughter can have 18 things out on her desk and she likes to have everything visible and she can see everything and mentally sift through it, but I need to have simplicity. I'm definitely like, keep it simple. What's that saying? Keep it simple, stupid. I'm going to put that on my whiteboard was supposed to be like all my trading rules, and it's just turned into like a quote board. It's turned into like a vision board, my inspiration. But I have my weekly goal. I had my share size ladder, but now I'm going to take that space and I'm going to use it for, this is turning into an inspiration board, you guys, more than anything else. So, I don't want to, the problem with using a whiteboard is all right, keep it simple, stupid. But I do have my weekly goal on here because I try to keep that in the front of my mind. One of the things, all right, so SPRC is kind of popping back up again. But one of the things that I really prescribe to as in every area of my life in terms of learning across the board is, you know, I want to make continuous incremental improvement. And my weekly goal is like my way of always having that learning focus, because I feel like I'll do better in the long run by maintaining a learning focus. That's my thought process. So this is where I'm struggling to see levels of resistance. So now it broke this level of support, and now it's testing this level of support. This is where I kind of, when I'm on the back side, I struggle a little bit with oh, that is really good. Okay, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. See, I come from an athletic background, so there's a lot of hazing in sport. Yeah, I'll put that. Okay, I like that because my tagline for this channel is Trade Smart. So keep it simple, smarty is much better. Thank you. Spidey, thanks for keeping it positive. That's the way we should, you know, because one of my guidelines for this chat is the think principle, right? I put that up for my my community tab. You know, if you want to post to my, anybody can post to my community tab if you're a subscriber, but you have to make sure that your comments are true, helpful, inspiring, necessary, and kind. And yes, keep it simple, stupid is not inspiring. So, or kind. So keep it simple, smarty. Thank you, Spidey. I have changed it. Keep it simple, smarty. I like that. Because I do think that, like, I feel like you can't power through trading. You have to, you know, I feel like you really have to have good strategies, good discipline, and I think that's the way to do it. Okay, so I'm really struggling to see what's going on here. So this was my initial level of resistance, right? It broke through that level. Now I have this point here where it popped down, popped back up. So did I draw my resistance wrong before? Because here, this is where it started making this leg up. So I'm kind of questioning if I drew my resistance incorrectly. That's true. That's true. It is an individual sport, but I do think that, like, you know, I was a combat athlete and I coach combat athletes, and it's also a pretty, you know, you're in there by yourself, but it's the most team individual sport because you train with a team, right? So I feel like we're creating our own little team, and I'm so much better for being accountable to you guys. Okay, it's been very enlightening. Market open. Wow. Okay, good luck, everybody. Let's see what comes up. That happened quickly. All right, I'm going to see what happens with SPRC. I don't want to get caught in anything, but oh, okay. All right. Interesting. Even though I don't trade the opening range breakout, that really taught me what to look for in terms of, and why it's good to have an opening range. I'm not going to necessarily trade that strategy because I had. Oh, I'm not sure. I don't think I am, but I'll look into that. I'll look into that. Let's see. Oh, it halted going down. SPRC. So on Thinkorswim, I can't see the halt and resumption time. So I usually look on NASDAQtrader.com, and at least it'll give me like the code, you know, if it's a volatility halt or which this is a volatility halt. So, I mean, I know some of you have brokers that show the resumption times. On Zendu, I believe they do show that. So let's see. A lot of times they show the halts. Let me check. Yeah. Looking, I don't see it on there. Volatility halt scanner, but I don't see it on there. Oh yeah, I see it. Okay, sorry, it was red. Okay, so the resumption time is 9:35 and 47 seconds, and it does give a resumption price, which is $12. Okay. Well, that's good to know. RDWU. Holy smokes. $50 though. Oh my goodness. But very, very, very much out of my price range. So I'm not even going to touch that. I'll end up losing my shirt somehow. All right. So, wow, a lot of stuff is popping up. But I'm looking for things that are under $10. I'm going to look at NCT again. All right. So ATPC. There's some things popping up that are like, oh, FATN. I think I've traded this before. Is this halted? I think this is halted. All right, well, there's a lot of chaos happening, so IPST. So I will be change your chart to a line chart. It makes it easier to see and mark out. Oh, I don't know. No candles? Spidey. But that's a good tip. I'm going to write that down. I'll try that. That's one of those things that I try after the live stream. All right, so let's see ISPT. Wow, I can't even, it's not calculating the relative volume. Low float, but very low volume, 91,000 shares. Same thing with FATN, the volume is too low. All right, so SPRC has resumed, but we're past the first 5 minutes. So isn't this interesting? It tapped high of day again. Up, it halted going up. So based on that rule of 3, if I were going to try to trade SPRC again, let's see. Based on the rule of 3, I would wait for it to test that, break through that level. Okay, I am going to try that. I am definitely going to try that. See, you guys come up with these awesome ideas. You think SPRC is going to 24. Interesting. I don't know. Oh, you mean the resumption price? Let's see. So small on this screen. Let's see. I'm definitely curious. Well, it might be in, I don't know if it's going to be like a 5-minute halt again, or I'm trying to look at the resumption price, but okay, there we go. Now I can see. I don't see it on, huh. All right, so CPSH, let's take a look. Oh, that's already like above $10. Let's see, MASK. Let me take a look. MASK. So the high of day is here. No, that's not enough volume. FATN, not enough volume. I'm going to take that off. CPSH. Going through the roof. Wow, we got a lot going on, guys. All right. Wow, this pre-market's choppy. It's going up on lower volume. NCT, no. MASK. CPSH. Baby shelf requirements. Okay, let me write that down so I can do that after. Let me write that down so I can do that after the live stream. This isn't anything weird, right, Spidey? This is a clean live stream. I'm a mother. All right, let's see. I don't know. CPSH is a little high for me, and I just feel like it gapped down from the previous day's close. So Yeah, I don't know. I lost money on it the other day, apparently. Yeah, I don't know. I love that one. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, thank you. Oh, like a shelf registration. I don't know why that didn't click. Thank you. Thank you. Shelf registration. Okay, now I get it. So this is running up, but I don't like the fact that it gapped down from yesterday. I don't know. Everything's just kind of chaotic. I'm not really. SPRC is still halted. NCT isn't really going anywhere. So I'm going to take that off my list. Oops. CODX is back. Wow. Oh, wow. $11.85. Huh. I don't know. I'm feeling like I have a green day finally. Do I really want to mess that up? I don't want to take any crazy risks. But ATPC is popping up towards this level of resistance. And I'm kind of liking that this day. So it popped up, it tested it. Where are my high of day tags? Where are my little high of day tags? Show high-low bubbles. Thinkorswim, what are you doing? Yeah, Ebola, that's pretty relevant news. That sounds like a tough way to go. Oh my God. I didn't even take a break to get more tea today. I didn't take a break at all today. The chat was just on fire. I don't know. I don't want to take anything unless I'm really, really, really confident, because I have a small green day and I don't want to lose that, guys. I've had just too many red days. Yesterday I flipped green in the aftermarket MASK is popping up, but high of day is here at 240. Oh, SPRC is moving again. Ooh. So it broke this high of day, but and again, it's kind of pricey for me. It's just that I was thinking, you know, I've been watching it. I feel, you know, like I know what's going on with it. You know, it kept grinding up, but now yeah, not feeling that. Interesting. So, yeah, ATPC, yuck. I think MASK is going to try to go for high of day. It's interesting looking at the level 2. So I wonder if these people are people that got stuck here somewhere. Let's see, 13, somewhere up here, and now they just want to get rid of all their shares. Or do they really think that it's going to go up? I might just take my tiny green day and run. You know? You know? JEM. JEM. Is that the ticker? JEM. Oops. JEM. Is that what you meant, the ticker? Yeah, I think so, Aligos. ATPC, I think I would not be surprised if it broke high of day, but I'm not going to be sticking around for it because, right? Yeah, get green, stay green, because I've had such a rough time of it lately. Like last night in the aftermarket, ATPC was just so obvious. And I feel like that is another thing that Ross Cameron always said, like, pick the most obvious stock. And right now, nothing feels obvious to me. Whereas earlier, SPRC felt obvious. So I might just, yeah. The last thing I want to do is flip my green day red. That would just be a kick in the ovaries, guys. So that's what I'm thinking, is I might just hold off. If I pop on other times of the day when I can. Like today, I have other commitments, so I might not be able to trade more. I commit to 7 to 10 a.m. every day, Eastern Standard Time. But I do like popping on right after the market closes because there are earnings news and things like that. I like that. So, Aligos, do you only do 2 trades a day, like period? For a while, when I started last year, I was only doing 1 trade a day for a while. When I was in the, even in the simulator, because I was like, oh, maybe I'm a big believer in having some good limitations. Yeah. And you are picky, like you're doing really well. Yeah, getting rid of like the majority of my setups, a lot of my trades were Bull Flag Pullbacks. That is reducing how much I trade a lot. And that's okay. I have to make it peace with that. I'd rather trade less and not be red. Yeah. I mean, I don't do it that much, but I just did it the other day. I revenge traded. Like, it's so stupid. It never ends well. Never ends well. You know, it's just, you have to just kind of, I mean, I don't mind taking a lot of trades if it's a hot day and there's a lot going on and I see a lot of opportunities. That's not over trading. But if it's not a hot day and I'm taking a ton of trades and I'm red, that's bad. So yeah, I'll probably like keep my eye on things, but oh, it's SPRC is halted down again. Imbalance, liquidity sweeps, supply and demand zones. Oh, okay. That all sounds great. Which YouTuber is that? Which YouTuber is that, Aligos? Wait, so Spidey, is that the ticker? JEM? Is that what you mean? Yeah, so I took volume off for a couple of days. It actually was very helpful, to be honest. But ultimately, that was the one thing I wanted to put back on. Yeah, put the YouTuber's handle in the, yeah, because that would be very helpful, because that is exactly the kind of stuff I'm trying to learn. Those basics. No, you know, forgetting indicators and forgetting, it's not that I won't use indicators ever, but I'm trying to really get good at the basics. Oh, look, mask did break high of day. I missed it, but it did break high of day. So now this is the new high, and that high of day is now support. It could break out again. But if I go back to look at the daily chart, no, yep, there's room to go up. So I used to trade these breakouts. I don't do that anymore. I'm not doing that anymore. Now I'm looking for a break over the resistance. And that's got a bottom tail. That looks good. Wow, it did. Okay, so if I were going to take another trade, I would have taken this breakout here. Once it broke out over this high of day, I would have taken that. With this is my bottom stop. Oh, I think I'm subscribed to him. I think I'm subscribed to Brad Trades. So he has multiple YouTubes. I think I'm subscribed to him. Let me see. Oh, no, I was thinking Brandon Trades. Okay, that was a different one. I was looking at Brandon Trades, Brad Trades. Okay. Thank you. Oh, yeah, he came right up. Okay, so. Oh, I just saw him. I just watched a video by him the other day. All right, I just subscribed. Thanks. Yeah, that's the kind of stuff I really. And I think I watched a video by him the other day, so he's been showing up on my feed. Okay, so that's exactly the kind of stuff that I want to learn right now, is like the basics without the indicators, because I was relying way too much on the indicators. Okay, yeah, so I know it's like so hard because there's so many good YouTubers out there with good content, and I only have so many hours a day to watch. I watch Ross's recap, and then I try to rotate through the other ones that I like. But I will definitely check him out. Now that as I'm evolving, I'm like, okay, I'm trying to watch YouTubers that do what I'm trying to do, which is definitely look at more support and resistance. Because this makes sense to me. Like before, I would try to trade off the pullback and hope it's going to break through to high of day, and this would be the first target. But I was getting stopped out on false breakouts all the time. Now I'm looking for a break over the resistance, and I like that a lot better. With support as like, if it breaks support, then okay, it's not going anywhere. Well, guys, this has been an on fire chat. Seriously, thank you so much for everybody for contributing to the chat and making it like such a wonderfully productive morning, because a lot of trading is sitting around waiting, and we don't want to waste that time. We want to be learning from each other, from the charts, right? I love that. Oh, I love that. I love that. So yeah, guys. So now on this, sorry, I know I said I would sign off, but on this, I'm looking at it and I probably would have got in here, and then it struggled here, and then when it started to break here, that would have been a time for me to get out. Because clearly here there's indecision around this level, and then it's not. And now look, it's gone all the way down to this level of support again. Crazy. Okay. But anyway, I could talk about this for hours, which I do every day. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for a wonderful live stream and a wonderful discussion on the chat. And I will do my recap in a little while. I got to take a break first. And then I will, oh, thank you so much, Christoph. Thank you so much for joining. And Spidey, we had a bunch of new people on today. We've got a nice little community here. It's a really good group. Everyone is nice and generous. And I'm really trying to keep this education focused because I'm learning, and I want to make sure this is education focused for everybody else. And I will see you guys tomorrow morning. All right. Bye, guys.